As you come into Medicare, do you want Medicare Advantage or should you go with original Medicare? That is the subject of this video. Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Financial Fast Lane. My name is Lane Martinson, and today we are talking about Medicare. Specifically, as you come into Medicare, should you consider Medicare Advantage or go with original Medicare and then a supplement? This question is going to be answered by Keith Armbrecht. So Keith is someone who has been in healthcare, a professional dealing with health insurance throughout his career, and he is an expert in the subject of Medicare, Medicare Advantage plans, Medicare supplement. And so I am going to share the bulk of this video is going to be Keith in a video that he recorded, and I hope you found this beneficial. I hope that you like this content. Please let me know. Give me a thumbs up if you do. Here's Keith.
When you come into Medicare, your first decision is which way you're going to go. Are you going to stay with original Medicare? Are you going to choose a Medicare Advantage plan? And it's a huge decision, one you absolutely need to understand. I'm going to tell you right now why I would never choose a Medicare Advantage plan. I'll show you exactly why and the difference between the two. And I'm Keith Armbrecht. I'm founder of Medicare on Video, and I help people across the country make the right Medicare choices. I can absolutely help you as well. If you've watched any of my other videos, you know I am not a fan of Medicare Advantage. I'm going to tell you exactly why I personally would never choose a Medicare Advantage plan. So first we need to understand what is a Medicare Advantage plan. And it really should be called Medicare Managed Care because that's exactly what it is. So if you choose a Medicare Advantage plan, and these are all the TV commercials that you see, especially at the end of the year during Medicare's open enrollment plan, primarily all Medicare Advantage plans. So what a Medicare Advantage plan is if you choose to go onto a Medicare Advantage plan, it takes you off of original Medicare and puts you into a private insurance carrier's managed care plan. Now, how does that work and why does the cost not reflect that to you? Medicare actually pays a managed care plan to take responsibility of all your medical claims. So they pay, it's generally upwards of about $1,000 a month per member to the Medicare Advantage company to take your claim responsibility away from Medicare. So good for Medicare and good for the Medicare Advantage company because they want as many as possible. That's why you see so many commercials and why they sell so hard, because for each member that they get a significant monthly premium that goes along with it. So when you go into a Medicare Advantage plan, and again, it ought to be called managed care. It used to be called in the old days an HMO, Health Maintenance Organization, which you don't hear that term that much anymore, but that is essentially what most of these plans are. And it takes the decision making away from Medicare to the Medicare Advantage company. So my experience with managed care plans, in my younger days, I actually worked for 4 different managed care companies. I was an account executive and I did managed care sales primarily to large employers. So if you worked for a large employer, your group health plan was typically an HMO, and you may have had some other options, but that was typically what your primary choice was at a large employer. And I was the one that would go in every year and explain the benefits and tell them how much their costs have increased and their benefits decreased. It really was a miserable job. It was not enjoyable. I happened to be good at it, which worked out okay, but it just was not something that was in a place of feel good. So I have made the transition since then, about 10 years ago, into Medicare. Medicare is absolutely a feel-good position, and it's very enjoyable when you do it correctly because it does exactly what it's supposed to do. Medicare is possibly the only government program that does exactly what it's supposed to do and does it very well. And that's why it's confusing to me why anyone would want to choose to leave Medicare and go to a Medicare Advantage plan. unless it's kind of a sales situation where somebody's selling you into that scenario. So I'm going to tell you exactly why I would never choose that. And there's a couple of main reasons. Let's first talk about the cost differences between a Medicare Advantage plan and staying on original Medicare. So if you stay on original Medicare, A and B, you'd likely have a Medicare supplement plan that covers the pieces that A and B do not. A has a deductible that's kind of big. B has a deductible that's pretty small. And then there's some 20% co-insurance also that you wouldn't want to be responsible for. So you get a Medicare supplement plan that covers most of all of that. And a Medicare supplement plan, generally for the folks that we deal with, runs pretty close to about $100 a month. So it's not by any means prohibitive in a cost standpoint. Now, something to understand, whether you're on original Medicare or on a Medicare Advantage plan, you're always going to have your Medicare Part B premium. So your Part B premium, which is also a couple $100 a month, is going to be paid regardless of which avenue you choose. So that really negates the difference between the choice, because that's always there. The difference after that is the Medicare supplement plan. And then on original Medicare, you'd also probably get a Medicare drug plan. So a Medicare drug plan can run as low as $10 a month up to about $20, $25 a month. Depends on how complicated of prescription drug regimen that you have. Now, a Medicare Advantage plan can have zero additional premium, or it can have $50 a month, or it could be higher than that. It also generally will include Medicare drug plan as part of the Medicare Advantage part of it. Now, something to understand, if you are looking at Medicare Advantage plans, the lower that cost is, generally the more restrictive it will be, or the smaller network of doctors and hospitals. So kind of get what you pay for without a doubt. So when you go to use either original Medicare with a supplement or Medicare Advantage plan, significantly less expensive with original Medicare and a supplement. When you have a supplement, let's say you have Plan G with your A and B, your out of pocket for the year is a couple $100. And that's it for the entire year. Once you're out of pocket a couple $100, which is generally just the Medicare Part B deductible, it pays 100% the rest of the year without any out-of-pocket expense. On Medicare Advantage, it's kind of a pay-as-you-go, and your out-of-pocket maximum for the year, if you had a really significant year medically, can be as high as $7,500 for the year. So absolutely something to keep in mind. It can be a little bit less expensive on the front, Medicare Advantage, but can be significantly more expensive as you use it. So if you never use it, it's terrific. And that's generally where you hear the good things about Medicare Advantage is people that haven't had a lot of experience using them. If you go on to Google and you pick a Medicare Advantage company and you look for reviews on that company, I mean, you'll find books and books of reviews on Medicare Advantage. Medicare Supplement, there's really no interaction with an insurance company. You go to the doctor, you give them your Medicare card, you give them your supplement card. The doctor bills Medicare. Medicare pays their part and sends it then to the Medicare supplement company. The Medicare supplement company has no decision to make on whether they cover or whether they don't cover. If Medicare covers it, they have to cover it. So there's literally no interaction between you and the insurance company or any pre-authorizations or any referrals or anything of that nature with original Medicare. That's the primary reason that I would absolutely choose original Medicare and would never choose Medicare Advantage, is because I want control over what I do. And Medicare Original gives you that control. It's absolutely terrific. It's basically autonomous. If it's medically necessary and your doctor says you need it, Medicare covers it. And then your supplement has to cover it because they have to cover whatever Medicare covers. So there's literally no decision made. On a Medicare Advantage plan, different story. There's pre-authorizations where if you're going to have something significant, generally they have to get it pre-approved before you can do it. And that can cause wait times of weeks, even months, to have whatever procedure you need to have done. And especially in these days where things get a little more complicated with wait times, also authorizations and referrals. So referrals from a primary to a specialist, that's probably the number one complaint with a Medicare Advantage company is if you need to go to a specialist, first you have to go to a primary care, ask them if it's okay, they give you a referral, then you make an appointment with a specialist. It can add weeks to the time that you get to actually see that specialist because you had to make extra trips to a primary care first. Original Medicare, you don't need any of that. Now, sometimes a specialist may require that you see a family doctor before you come to see them. That's very possible. If it's a neurologist or something like that, they want you to make sure you know why you're coming, but you don't have to do it. It's not a requirement. So it's much easier to get through things and to choose what you want to have done. And leads me to the next point of networks. And networks, probably the number 2 complaint on Medicare Advantage. When you join a Medicare Advantage plan, you primarily have to use a network of doctors and a network of hospitals that are based generally in your local area. So, and again, can be cost related. So if it's a $0 plan that you're in, you probably have a much smaller choice of doctors, a much smaller choice of hospitals. If you're paying $50 a month or $80 a month in premium, you might have a bigger network of doctors and a bigger network of hospitals, but in your local area. Again, it does not go outside of your area for the most part. On a Medicare Advantage plan, if you are traveling and you run into a Medicare or a medical scenario and it's an emergency, it's going to be covered. And then generally, if it's going to require continued care, they're going to require you to come back within the service area. Another reason that I would never join a Medicare Advantage plan. With original Medicare, you can go to any doctor, any hospital, anywhere in the country, any 50 states that accepts Medicare without asking if it's okay to go. So if you want to choose to go to a specialist for your very unique situation in New York or in California or in Nevada, you simply make the appointment and do it. You don't have to get authorization. On a Medicare Advantage plan, you cannot do that. Now, there are Medicare Advantage plans that will have out-of-network benefits. We have out-of-network benefits that allow you to go other places. The issue with that is cost. And generally, with any out-of-network benefit, you will find that it is cost prohibitive, meaning it's super expensive to go out-of-network. Number one, the out-of-network doctor can charge whatever they want to charge. They have no pre-negotiated rates with an insurance company, and then the Medicare Advantage plan would pay based on usual and customary, which could be far less than what that doctor actually is charging, and therefore you will pay that balance bill after the usual and customary part of it is taken care of. And it can get super complicated. With Medicare Original, none of that. It's all already pre-negotiated. Doctors that accept Medicare agree they have to accept Medicare approved charges, and that's how they get paid. And then again, your supplement, again, doesn't play any part in the decision factor. You go to the doctor, you give them your Medicare card, they send the claims to Medicare. Medicare then sends the balance to the supplement that they're supposed to pay, and that's it. There's no questions asked. I have thousands of clients on Medicare supplements. I get 0 customer service calls, literally 0. If I get a call, it's about a lost card or something like that, but never, I mean, I can't recall the last time that somebody said, hey, this didn't get paid and this is a problem. It just doesn't happen. And to be perfectly clear and transparent, I sell Medicare supplements. I'm an insurance broker. That's what I do. I could absolutely easily sell Medicare Advantage plans. Medicare Advantage plans actually pay a much higher commission than Medicare supplement plans, but I completely uncomfortable with selling something to somebody that's super important in something that I just don't believe in. So that's generally why I focus solely on Medicare supplements, because it's terrific. It's easy. It's great for me too, because I don't get a bunch of angry customers, and it does exactly what it's supposed to do. I get calls all the time from friends that I know that my sister's on this Medicare Advantage plan and now there's an issue and we need to get her off. How do we get her off? You can't get her off. Once you're in a medical scenario and you're already in Medicare in most states, you'd have to go through medical underwriting to get a Medicare supplement plan. So it's not the way it is. Now, if you're on a Medicare supplement for some crazy reason you wanted to go to a Medicare Advantage plan, you can do that anytime at the end of the year during Medicare open enrollment. But you can't go from a Medicare Advantage plan back to a Medicare supplement in most states. There are a handful of states that allow you to do it, but in most states, you have to go through medical underwriting. So you don't want to wait until there is a medical scenario where you need to go to see a certain cancer doctor in North Carolina or a certain cardiologist in Arizona. You just don't want to be in that position and then have your hands tied because you can't do it. With original Medicare, you can do it. You can go anywhere you want. You can do anything you want. And there's no questions asked on why do you want to go there. And that, again, is a main reason that I would choose always original Medicare, and I would never choose Medicare Advantage. So I hope you found this helpful, and by all means, leave comments. I'm sure I'll get comments that people that love their Medicare Advantage plans, generally people that haven't used them a lot, but if you have, let me know. It's rare, but it does happen that people, if you had one specific doctor and that's the one you were going to go to and they're in that Medicare Advantage plan, that might work out very well. But everything else, cost, access, freedom, flexibility, all goes on the original Medicare side without any doubt whatsoever. So hope you found this helpful. I'm going to show you right now how to download my book for free, Medicare Made Clear. I explain a whole bunch of everything in my Medicare book. I hope you found it helpful. Have a fantastic day.
Well, I think Keith makes a pretty compelling case, but what is right for you can certainly depend upon your specific situation, which is always the case when it comes to any financial planning of any kind. But I hope you found value in this video. And if you did, please give us a thumbs up. And I look forward to seeing you in the next episode of the Financial Fast Lane.